Hey everybody, it's Darkslayer from DarkslayerTV, bringing you some more StarCraft 2 action, and we are in the middle of a DarconisRising versus DarkOnyx series, which I am now officially a part of DarkOnyx once again, so be sure to go check out all their information in the description. Please go to their websites, check them out. They're really nice guys, helping me learn the game a hell of a lot better than I already did. And Gespinst doing a very good job last game, getting those roaches and hydras out, doing a very convincing push on Stripes. Stripes with an amazing lead towards the beginning, but just wasn't able to capitalize on it, as this is not a pro-level game. And let's go ahead and introduce these players. At the bottom left of Cloud Kingdom, we have DarkOnyx's Gespinst, also known as Guess for the remainder of this cast. And up here at the top right, we have our Orangey Zerg, DarconisRising's Conroy. So another ZVZ opening up here. And once again, that extractor trick from Gespinst. And that's the opening he's been favoring. He gets 10-10, builds an extractor, builds a drone, builds the Overlord. Very, very standard opening. It's a little bit fancy, but I mean, it doesn't really matter if you do that or you get your 9 OV. It's all so very similar that it's not going to affect you very much. Now, Gespinst is a gold league. I'm not 100% sure what Conroy is, as I don't actually have too much information on them, but I would assume, once again, it's going to be rather close, somewhere between the silver, gold, and platinum level, as during these clan wars, they do their best to match these players with people that they know are very similar in skill. And Gespinst got to go ahead and get that pool before hatch. Actually, both players decided to get that pool before hatch. And Conroy going to go ahead and grab that gas nice and early too, only putting 2 on it, so he can go ahead and get that speed at a decent timing, and then he'll go ahead and pull the drones off until he needs gas at a further date. Going to go ahead and grab the natural now for Gespinst. Actually grabbing the natural before gas this time, so mixing it up a little bit from game number 1. Game number 1 going to go ahead and grab that gas, spotting pool, and then expand. And it's actually going to put him just a tad bit in the lead, as Conroy is saving up the minerals now to expand. Actually, I lied. That is Gespinst's drone. And you guys are mean for choosing similar colors and making me think that was Conroy's drone. I'm just saying. But the Lings will be able to push that drone away, and this drone, now it's going to go ahead and build the expansion there for Conroy. However, that expansion for Gespinst is going to be a good 50 seconds ahead. But the drone count is going to be slightly in Conroy's favor. At least if I did not do that math in my head correct, as he did make Lings, so it's actually rather similar. Gespinst with a tad bit of a lead. However, Conroy going to go ahead and start speed a little bit earlier, which means he could get in there with those fast Zerglings and kill off a few drones, as Gespinst wouldn't have anything to really deal with it except queens and slow Lings. And we all know that fast Lings are faster than slow Lings. It's weird how that works. English language is an amazing thing, even though I can't speak it half the time. Surprisingly, I don't stutter that much in my casts, which is amazing, but in real life, I swear to God, I forget every other word, and it's just depressing. But anyways, Gespinst still hasn't started speed. Conroy with an amazing speed lead, and since he does have this natural done so much faster than Conroy's going to have to get in there with that speed and take out as many drones as he can, or this is going to be a very one-sided game if both players stay on top of their macro. And I need to set myself too busy, as you guys saw someone come online. There we go. I am now busy, and the toasts will not stop. Well, now stop popping up. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, those things that pop up are called toasts. Toasts? Like, really? Why toast? Like, toast is delicious, don't get me wrong, but toast? Conroy gonna go ahead and get the Baneling nest, hiding it somewhere, there it is, outside his natural. And lots of Lings being made here, and a Spinecrawler going down, as I'm not 100% sure why, but he is getting ready for any type of crazy aggression. just doesn't want to lose to, I guess, this speedling advantage. But Conroy's not capitalizing on the fact that he has speed first, which could cost him the game, as the natural was done way faster here for Guess. Both players producing a lot of links at this point, and Guess once again opting to go for the Roach Warren instead of the Banelings, but Conroy going for the Banelings, so we'll be able to see if he can capitalize on any early game aggression. But if he can get Roaches out fast enough, the Banelings aren't going to be able to do too much damage. And that's a lot of Banelings being morphed in. We do have 6 morphing in as we speak. But nice little wall off here for Guess. It leaves just a little bit of a narrow choke here, but you can get your Roaches in that, and it really prevents the Lynx from getting a crazy surround. And now also Roaches on the way for Conroy. So Conroy doing a very, very similar build to his partner Stripes. And it just gets you a few Banelings on the field, which I'm not 100% certain is the right thing to do when there's not much scouting going on. But, I mean, if it can give them that advantage, if they can pull the other player off guard, get that Zergling advantage, then you know what, why not? It's worth it. Actually deciding to pull back there. Doesn't want to go ahead and move in to engage just yet, as he does have an Overlord just outside the base here, so he can see what he's up against, and he knows there's Spine Callers in position, and Roaches are just now finishing up here for Guess. Injects are going off. I don't know why I mentioned that, but when you're a new caster, you basically say anything. Like, the creep is now moving very oogly, as it is creep. Oogly. Ew, it's nasty looking. I've never looked at it. This is on medium graphics, so I can record. I wonder what it looks like on ultra. Blech, creep. We do have the lair on the way for Conroy. I don't believe lair has... Oh, lair is finished for Guess, as I did not happen to see that. And this Overlord going to try to get in here and see what tech it can see. I don't know if it did see the... oh, back over here. It hasn't seen the lair, so it doesn't. It is completely unaware of the lair, so Conroy is not going to be able to know of that tech path. Guess going to get a good scout here on the Lynx here in the middle. Even going to morph an Overseer right on top of it. Like, you know what? I need to see stuff. Here's an Overseer. Look at it. LOL. Queen, I'm not sure what it was doing. A bit of a misclick there from Conroy is the only thing I can assume, as the Queen was making a voyage, a pilgrimage, if you will, all the way across the map. And Guess with some okay Overlord spread. It's not dangerous Overlord spread. And dangerous Overlord spread is actually what pros do, because they don't care. They spread Overlords everywhere, but once those mutas hit the field, they can pop rather fast and can really supply block you if you're not 100% on top of your Overlord control. Overlord control. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect to ever say that in my casting career, but there you go, Overlord control. And once again, Conroy gonna get that upgrade advantage as, or not Conroy, Guess gonna go ahead and get that upgrade advantage as the Evo Chamber is down for Conroy, but he isn't using it. Gonna go ahead and even go for that Infestation Pit. Macro Hatch even going down here. And both players sitting very, very passively, both just now taking a third. Very evenly timed right there, but the third here for Conroy is in a bit of a odd position. With good link control, you could attack at 2 points, and this would be very difficult to defend, since some links around top here while sending some down here, and it would be very, very difficult there for Conroy. But this Overseer following this army, did he just blow up a Bane? Oh my gosh, he just dropped a Changeling on top of the Baneling. That was absolutely genius. Guess, that was amazing. Congratulations, sir. You win Gamer of this Game award, unless you lose, and then I have to give it to Conroy. But that was amazing nonetheless. A little bit of Roaches and Lynx now making their way outside the natural here. And once again, Guess going for those Hydralisks, because he does like his Roach Hydra composition. And I don't blame him, because it denies the Overlord scouting. The Hydras do amazing DPS, pretty easy to micro, and it's just a very good composition. But Conroy going for a little bit of a different composition. Ling, Baneling, and Roach Infester. Now, this composition it's not really a standard composition, as the Lings and Banelings are a bit much, but the Roach Infester is definitely something to be reckoned with. But with the backup of these Lings and Banelings, who knows what we might see. A good few hits on those Hydras with the Banelings, and those Hydras will melt rather fast. thirds are now finished for both players as they do their best to get those saturated. And both players, once again, just sitting very, very idle. And the upgrades are so far in Guess's favor. He's even got +2 on the way and +1 armor. And +1 armor is now on the way for Conroy, but that's all he has. So Guess definitely going to have the upgrade advantage whenever this battle does decide to go underway. And Conroy might do it right now. He might push forward and go ahead and say, you know what, let's do this battle. And nice mini-map awareness is going to let Guess put his army in position at the third, as he did see Conroy's army incoming. And here we go. Here's going to be a major battle. However, the Link's getting in there a little bit early, and a lot of Links are going to go down before any of that army can actually engage. I'm going to go ahead and pick off a few roaches as Conroy is in full retreat here. And Conroy not expecting to see Jin's army just so ready and prepared for that. And Conroy even has a bunch of overlords with his army. Not 100% sure why, unless it just was a key binding issue. But Hydralis now on the way for Conroy. Once again, Conroy going for the AI build where he just builds absolutely everything. The only thing he is missing is a Spire. That is it. He's teched into everything but Spire. And again, now producing more Hydras, Lings, trying to get as much on the field as he possibly can. Battling with Larva. Actually, he has so much Larva and so much money. I'm not 100% sure why he's not just building more units. But this is not the higher leagues, and I understand that. Both these players trying as hard as they can to represent their team. And I'm 100% okay with it. And oh, the Overseer does go down there for Jin. Not going to supply block him though, as he did have enough Overlords to support it. Conroy with one hell of a supply lead right now though, 175 supply to 152. But it's all going to come down to really good unit control, as both these armies are very, very fragile. The only thing that's not fragile are the roaches. So with good army control, if you can keep your Hydrosks alive, you are always going to win in a Roach Hydra versus Roach Hydra environment. And here we go. Here comes the engagement. Conroy punching up the ramp, but once again going to lose tons and tons of units as he walks up there. He attacks and then he runs away, and he's losing so much supply doing that. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing, unless he just wants good army composition and scouting. He's just keeping tabs on him, but he can just do that with one Link. Not 100% sure why he's doing that. 2-1 is on the way, or is completed here for Guess. Going to go ahead and get that +2 armor as well. And +1 armor is done for Convoy. Gonna go ahead and get +2 armor, and is opting to get that ranged attack. Oh man, I couldn't. This game, the amount of passive in this game, wait. Maybe it's because they're both Zerg. Are they allied? Like I don't know. Fourth is down here for Guess. And both players just choosing not to move out. They're both sitting back, trying to get as much supply as possible. Guess actually taking the supply there. And Banelings are going off on these rocks. I just want to re-say that again. Banelings were going off on the destructible debris. You never want to do that, guys. Make sure to have good Baneling controls. Put them on a different hotkey. Do something. That should not happen. Down here, Guess now going to go ahead and move out, as he is almost maxed. I do think he's going to move out rather soon, and if he can push as soon as that +2 armor finishes, he will have a +1 attack advantage. He's actually going to go ahead and get the pathogen glands, so infestor production will start here for Guess. But infestors are already on the field here for Conroy, so fungals are already here for Conroy. But I think he forgot about him, as his army is moving out, but the infestors are sitting back. And 3 changelings now here. Gonna go ahead and scout where the army of Conroy is. And I don't think he notices about those Zerglings. And if he does, they're gonna be so hard to click. That would be annoying. I just thought of that. But they're following the infestors. And man, there's gonna be a battle soon, I would assume, and it's going to be gigantic. It's going to last forever, as both players are just waiting, trying to get 200. Like I'm running out of things to say, except that Conroy is expanding. He now has a 5th as well, so this could either be really one-sided, or Guess could have a really good fight. But he's going to be so far behind in Larva that I don't know if he's going to be able to like kill his opponent with it, and he doesn't want to go up that ramp right there, as the destructible rocks are there, and it's going to put his whole army in a choke compared to the perfect concave there for Conroy. And Conroy using these infestors that go to the third for Guess, and what is he going to do? They are in position, and here we go. They are going to go ahead and start dropping Infested Terran. Slowly, one at a time, but here we go. Now they're spewing out. The Infested Terran are coming out, and here we go. What are they going to focus as more Infested Terran are coming down? He's actually focusing down the Spine Crawlers. Probably should have opted to go for the hatchery, maybe some drones. But now he's in full retreat, as if these Overseers catch up with these Infestors, it'll be all over for them. But it does look like they will get away. And a little bit of a ninja here for Guess down here at the bottom right. Oh, my apologies. I had just woke up. Okay, and the Lings aren't going to actually move down here. And this is just a free up supply for Conroy. He doesn't need the Lings anymore, so he's going to go in here and do as much damage as he possibly can with them. Even sending in some Hydralisk. I don't know if that was a hotkey issue, if he really wanted to. He just right-clicked. He didn't even A-move those. And both players are maxed out. However, we have Broodlords here on the field for Conroy, which is going to cause Guess a lot of problems. Like, the Broodlords in a ZVZ situation, especially in this maxed 200-200 situation. Oh, wow, these Overlords are just going to suicide in. It's actually going to block Conroy. But Broodlords are very, very effective as... Oh, these Infestors are going to go down as the Overseer was in position. However, both armies are finally going to engage, and with the Broodlord backup, this is going to be really hard for Guess to break, as Guess is doing everything he can to get away from that army. He does not want to engage. And Guess going to go ahead and start some Corruptor production to try to deal with these Broodlords as they move forward here. And here they go. They are going to start throwing down Broodlings. However, they're really far out of position, and these Hydralisks may be able to get a few of them killed. And here's a giant engagement between both players. Guess with a lot of Zerglings on the field taking a lot of damage. However, the DPS output for Conroy is much higher, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. But the perfect concave for Conroy right now. Infested Terran even going down. Oh, that was Infested Terran for Guess. My apologies. And Guess actually going to go ahead and burrow, come back up with a little bit more health. And this is so even. I'm not sure who's going to win this. More Infested Terran are going down. And it does look like Conroy is going to take it for right now. Conroy making his way up the ramp here to the third of Guess. Guess trying to move down here to engage all of these units, but I just don't think he has enough. However, 3 Ultralisks are about to finish up here, and he might be able to just barely hold. But this is what I'm talking about. Even if he does hold, the larva count for Conroy is so much higher with those additional bases that Guess will not be able to deal with all these reinforcements. Look at all those Hydralisks. Plus, if you look, there are more Hydras and Roaches on the way. The Ultras now are on the field, but look how fast they melt to the Roach Hydra composition. And it does look like Conroy might be able to just take this game. There are Corruptors on the field for both players, but they are very, very not important in this battle, and it's very one-sided. Conroy does look like he's going to take this game, as Guess just doesn't have an answer for this. I mean, he does have 19 Roaches on the way, but it's just not going to be nearly enough to deal with this. Those Hydra's going to do way too much damage to those Roaches. Plus, there's just more and more units making their way across the map, and Guess realizes this, goes ahead and GG's, which means it is now 2-1 in DarconisRising's favor.